My piece over the weekend was Wizard of Oz World, and I was talking about The Wizard of Oz, a film made in 1939, and about the wizard himself. Believing he is the only man capable of solving their problems, Dorothy and her friends travel to the Emerald City, the capital of Oz, to meet him. Oz is very reluctant to meet them, but eventually each is granted an audience one by one. In each of these occasions, the wizard appears in a different form. Once as a giant head, once as a beautiful fairy, once as a ball of fire, and once as a horrible monster. When at last he grants an audience to all of them at once, he seems to be a disembodied voice. Eventually it is revealed that Oz is actually none of these things, but rather an ordinary con man from Omaha, Nebraska, who has been using elaborate magic tricks and props to make himself seem great and powerful. I said last week we witnessed some Wizard of Oz level moves in the markets, negative yielding bonds, a gold price crossing 1400, Bitcoin, the yen, S&P at an all-time high. I spoke about how Trump has been browbeating Chairman Powell, even threatening him with demotion. And then I was asking, what might the Wicked Witch of the West look like? Is it the spontaneous combustion of the once mighty Deutsche Bank and a multi-trillion-dollar derivatives blow-up? Is it a war with Iran that spikes crude oil and topples the oil markets? And I said about that, think about this, a momentary blink of an eye, flash move in any of these markets would be deadly. The tariff war will be having its second truce dinner imminently. The first was in December. And my view is that, there is going to be no reconciliation. And I concluded by saying we're at the cusp of an unprecedented financial moment. How it plays out is anybody's guess. And that's exactly why safe havens from gold to Bitcoin, from the yen to the US 2-year are bid. It's exactly when the market's fear tail risks are sky high that safe havens go bid. This is a great interpretation of what I called a Wizard of Oz moment by the FT's Katie Martin, and have a read of that. It's well worth reading in full. Bitcoin and gold extend their gains as investors flee fiat currencies. Bitcoin was last at 11,380 and gold just below 1,430. The world now has $13 trillion of debt with below zero yields. We've got to keep out, it's a market out of whack. Commodity markets, gold, 1429 area. It looks overcooked to me.